The ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Dalit Zahaya, are now ready for your daily news briefing at 10:30 local time. But first, let us catch up with the major headlines. Eritrea participated at the 75th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Seminar on health issues to students in Hagaz. KSA President Vladimir Putin landed in Riyadh. China strives to commemorate 6G tech. On our local news, Eritrea participated at the International Symposium commemorating the 75th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that was convened on 5th December in Beijing, People's Republic of China. In his presentation focusing on the global human rights governance, a mark for ideological agendas, Mr. ERi-TV, Human Rights and Humanitarian Affairs Political Officer at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, said that the declaration was not only a significant commitment to the ideals of the humanity, but also a document which laid a foundation for the progressive development of international law in general, and specifically human rights law. And yet, globally, the Declaration of Human Rights has to be fully realized and has stood in the test of time in enduring the perennial values to build substantial peace and development of societies. Mr. Nathanael went on to say that the human rights is mainstreamed in Eritrea's national building and promotes equal rights and opportunities sanctioned by national law, and that the transitional code, complemented by 178 proclamation and 125 legal notices, and published in 2015. Eritrean women were an integral part of the struggle for liberation and continue to equally participate in the post-independence national service and national development projects. An overwhelming focus and effort by the government is consolidate the substantial progress and achievement in the gender equality, mainstreaming and empowerment, indicating that it has been over 10 years now since global human rights governance have targeted Eritrea under several countries' specific mandate and continue to ignore any contextual factors and downplay Eritrea's earnest progress and achievements in many areas. Mr. Nathanael said that mandate and resolutions were pushed against the backdrop of the sanction imposed in 2009 and 2011 by the National Security Council in the hands of the Western power, coupled with the mainstream media's relentless disinformation campaigns against the country. In his concluding remark, Mr. Nathanael said that the universal adoption of Declaration of Human Rights was and remains a clear reminder of indication of collective nature of responsibility to protect, respect, and fulfill the ideals and principles of Declaration, and that no country is a champion in its respect and every aspiration should be applauded. No one could achieve such novel ideals with criticism, naming that shaming, but with partnership, with cooperation. A health-related seminar was organized in Hagaz Agricultural and Technical School. Students at the seminar and the students demonstrated their willingness to contribute their part to the endeavor reduce in the sense of the infectious diseases. The seminar organizers urged the students to prioritize their own health and work in medical professionals, noting that the public's knowledge of HIV/AIDS has grown and that sustained awareness-raising effort has resulted in a significant decrease in the number of the new cases. On their side, the students demanded the seminar to be sustained and stated that it had greatly increased their comprehension. In a similar spirit, a conference in the Ma'aini subzone has organized with goal of improving public awareness of harmful practices and malaria control. More than 300 residents of the village of Dabur, Mbeto, Zare, and Anaforon attended the seminar. The head of the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare branch in the subzone, Mr. Takhla Zaid, provided a thorough briefing on the negative effects of harmful practices in general, as well as on the effects of the female genital mutilation and underage marriage on physical and psychological development of women, and urged people to become more aware of those practices and abstain from them. In order to reduce the occurrence of malaria, Mr. Haptom Kidane, the subzone representative of malaria control, urged the residents to carry out substantial environmental sanitation initiatives including clearing mosquito breeding grounds. The Ministry of Education branch in Shambuko Sabzon Gashbarka region provided training on financial and material management to school directors and cashiers. The goal of the training, according to Mr. Stefanos Haptetyon, the head of administration and finance for the Subzone's education office, was to address the inadequacy of material and financial management that were occurring at the educational facilities, as well as the result lack of understanding. Mr. Haben Thlezgi, an internal audit member, urged the directors and parents committee to conduct routine follow-up and called for implementation of the financial and material management regulation issues at the national level. For his part, Mr. Mahari Tashomme, head of the subzone education office, emphasizes the importance of the training in helping the trainees build their capacity for material and financial management, and urged the trainees to apply the training they were provided in fixing the flaw and that has previously been noticed. Dear viewers, we'll be back with the international news shortly. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. Russian news agencies reported where he was due to discuss oil, Gaza, and Ukraine with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Earlier today, Putin was outside the former Soviet Union as Russia seeks to reset itself in a global stage, Kremlin foreign policy aide Hari Poskov said. Putin would go first in the UAE and then to Saudi Arabia, where negotiations would take place mainly in the Saudi Crown Prince. Putin has rarely traveled abroad in recent years and mostly to the states of the former Soviet Union. His last trip beyond these countries was in China in October. On our last news, China is working to commercialize 6G in the next generation wireless technology after 5G around 2030, according to an official with the country's 6G promotion group. The 6G standards are expected to be set on 2025, said Wang Xing, leader of the Chinese G6 promotion group and deputy director of the China Academy of Information and Communication Technology, on the state broadcaster China Central Television on Wednesday. China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology announced on Tuesday that China has allocated the 6G spectrum of 5G and 6G systems. The G6 spectrum is only a high-quality resource with large and bandwidth of the main band taken account with coverage and capacity advantage, the ministry said, noting that 6G range is particularly sustainable for deployment in 5G or 6G system in the future. The next steps, the ministry will solidify the foundation for 6G application and facilitate inter-sector collaboration in nurturing the robust of 6G ecosystem while also propelling the formation of global unified 6G standards, said Zhang Ming, vice president of MIIT. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a quick recap of the headlines. Eritrea participates at the 75th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Seminar on health issues to students in Haga subzone. KSA President Vladimir Putin landed in Riyadh. And China strives to commercialize G6 tech. That is all our local and international news viewers. Thanks for watching and have a good night.